starting our service this morning with two songs. You've got the words in a handout inside your bulletin. This Little Light of Mine and My Soul is Welcome Here. So please rise.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. On Monday, gonna let it shine. Tuesday, gonna let it shine. Wednesday, I'm gonna let it shine. Thursday, let it shine, let it shine. Friday, I'm gonna let it shine. Saturday, I'm gonna let it shine. Sunday, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine. All right.
Okay, My Soul is Welcome Here. We'll sing it through twice.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Here we go. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Thank you, and please be seated.
Thank you, everybody.
In the beginning was the one presence of the undivided and unmanifest pure spirit of life, light, and love. In its generosity, it shared itself, its consciousness, and its love in the visible form of creation. We acknowledge this presence within us and as us. The creative energy of the divine feminine and masculine expressing in all our giftedness and creativity. We acknowledge this in our companion Mother Earth and in all sentient beings. This universal presence in everything we call the Christ. We light this candle as a visible reminder of the Christ presence, expressing in, as, and through us in this present moment now. It is the truth. Let us own it. And good morning again.
Good morning.
Oh, I'd just like to welcome you all here and hope that you've had a wonderful week of Thanksgiving. As those of us who were here last week heard the message from Andrew Ashmore, and it was a great message, so we have to always remember to live in thanks and gratitude. We are a joyful, evolving spiritual community committed to spiritual practices, compassionate service, and living on purpose. This is our mission. Now let's just turn to our neighbors and say a grand good morning. Good morning, all. Thank you. Thank you. And a reminder that we'll have plenty of time to greet one another after the service while we have pie and coffee or tea or apple juice. So we have lots of good things today. As we get ready now, I'd like to welcome today as our guest musician and accompanist, Cheryl Hodge. Thank you so much. We are so looking forward to your gifts of the Spirit. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And now as we get is there anybody who might be here for the first time? I forgot to ask. No, well then welcome back, everybody. It's good to have you home. Now let's just get centered as we prepare to say our 5 principles of unity. And you'll find them inside your bulletin. So take a deep breath. And gently release. And let's say together, God is good and present in all things. The holiness of God is my own true nature. I am creating my experiences by how I think. My thinking is guided by my daily affirmative prayers and affirmative actions. I follow and am sustained by these values in every way, every day, and so it is. Pardon me. Now, as we prepare for our time of reflection, prayer, and meditation, please hold the words of this meditation hymn quietly in your heart.
Oh come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel that mourns in lowly exile here until the Son of God appears. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee in his Israel.
you hear me now? Put your hands together. And this is your prayer request. You're holding it in your hands. And it's this peace you have in your hands, and you want to bring it to your prayer time. You want to bring it into that very temple of your heart. You want to bring it into that place of transformation for your life, for your good, and you're holding it here. And then open your hands, and just a posture of opening. And here's where faith comes in. We open our hands, and we just allow Spirit. We allow God. We allow the divine energy to take these prayer requests, like an offering, like a piece. We say, here it is, divine. Here it is, Spirit. Here is what is on my heart. And with our hands open in a posture of opening, we recall in our minds the things we'd like to pray for, and for the people we'd like to pray for, and we say their names, or we say that thing right now. For safe travels for family. And we just allow all these prayer requests, those we've mentioned, those that are on our heart, we just sit in a posture of openness. We know these prayers are heard. And in the next step, we raise our arms up just a little bit more, and we know the sense that God is, that the divine essence hears our prayers, knows what is on our heart. But we don't offer him with a solution in mind. We don't offer him with what we want. We don't say, here's the outcome we want. We open our arms in this prayer, and we say the possibilities of God are beyond our imagination. What could come to us now, we're open to what can come to us now, that are divine, but beyond what we think is the solution, what we think is the right picturing outcome. We open to all the possibilities that can come through the divine mind, through the divine heart, through the divine energy, through the power of Spirit into our lives and into the lives of the world, and touching everything that we bring as a concern or a prayer. We just open to that. And we say, God is. And because God is, now bring your hands in and let him rest on your lap. Just let him rest on your lap. Because God is, and I am one with that, we can say, I am. From a place of saying God is faith, in this energy of faith, then we too can be in the energy of faith. We too can lay our hands on our laps and know that all possibilities in the mind of God are available to us, because we too sit in that energy of faith. So sitting in that posture of faith now, we bring a mantra to our meditation time. As we breathe in, I am open to possibilities that are beyond my perception. And we breathe out, I am expectant of my good. We breathe in, I am open to the possibilities, the potentialities that are beyond my perception. We breathe out, I am expectant of my good. And once again, breathing in, I am open to the potentialities, possibilities beyond my perception. I am expectant of my good. We sit in this integration of our I am energy with the divine for a moment in the silence, in the silence. bring our hands off our lap, we put our palms down, and we put them forward like you're sliding into second base, like you're on a sled and you're just flying down a hill. You just put your hands forward in a posture of having received. Now we move into the world with insight, with strength, with faith. The faith that knows that there is possibilities beyond my perception that are available to me, that the divine is flowing in me now, that I'm moving into life with the expectancy of my good, with the trust in my good, knowing that this very energy, the I am energy that is the divine, is in me, and I can move forward in the world in new ways and new possibilities, in new creative opportunities that allow the good, the truth, the beautiful, the sacred to unfold for me now. This is my realization of my truth, and it's out into the world. And I move in this faith posture, in harmony and love and connection with each other, with the very energy, with the trust, with the courage of divine spirit that is at my back, and I just fly forward into the world in a giving posture. I have received, and now I just give it out. And then I bring my hands in front of me in a namaste and in a mantra of gratitude. And I appreciate this time of prayer, and I appreciate this energy, and I appreciate this knowledge. I appreciate this very feeling of connectedness with the divine that always is there for me. I just touch it. I just touch into that energy of spirit, and it flows through me and becomes as me and flows out into the world for the good. And for this, we are so grateful. This posture of gratitude brings peace, brings courage, brings transformation. And we say thank you, and so it is. And amen.
One step at a time, we'll find our way back to the place where we started, when we believed in each other. And we've got the power of forgiveness and the strength to make a change. Not pretend that the hard times can't go away. One day at a time, hour by hour, we'll work together, hand in hand, arm in arm, side by side, and we'll live in the power of renewal and the willingness to forgive. Not back way to the safety of a life that's not lived. And then we won't fall down. We'll turn this world around. 1 hour, 1 day, 1 year, 1 life, 1 step at a time. and the willingness to forgive. Not back away to the safety of a life that's not lived. Oh no. And then we won't fall down. We'll turn this world around. 1 hour, 1 day, 1 year, 1 life, 1 step at a time. 1 step at a time. Sing it with me now. 1 step at a time. Ooh, yeah, yeah. 1 step. You gotta start somewhere. Ooh, yeah. 1 step at a time. Come on, one more time. 1 step at a time.
Wow. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, it's the first Sunday of Advent.
Yeah.
In case you didn't hear, that was the faith candle, and that's the first Sunday. And you know, there was a number of times over the last, I don't know, maybe a couple months, where in this communication we do here, I wanted to talk to you about unity prayer and the what they used to call the 5-step prayer process. And it seemed like every single time I got to like step 2 or step 3, and I got someone out there was like going, I didn't finish. So I'm going to do it first this time, so we get through the whole thing and not get cut off. But here's the thing: it is the week of faith in this concept of faith. And just a note about the Advent wreath for those who have been in Unity a long time. We did a class, and it was like looking at the daily word. And what we would do is get the daily word and go and pick a word and go back for like 100 years and look up all the daily words and try to find how in Unity maybe a word or a concept has changed over the years. So I said, well, I don't want to do a word. I want to do Advent because I always loved Advent. And does Unity have Advent? And sure enough, it was about 20 years ago, not quite, where all of a sudden in the daily word, you know, on Sunday, we started doing the 4 weeks of what traditional's Advent. It's not quite exactly like how it's done in most traditional churches, Orthodox or Catholic or some of the other ones. Because in Unity, we've had, instead of faith, hope, and peace and joy, we put faith, hope together, smushed them together, and then went peace, and then added love, the power of love, and then joy. And, you know, I don't know all the traditions across the world in all time, so that's just a synopsis. And you might find other traditions that do it a little bit different, but it's kind of cool. We do Advent now, and I actually like it for a lot of reasons. One, because it makes it easy to know what I'm going to talk about, so that's always nice. Just, you know, 4 weeks, and it just rolls it out. But also because faith, oh my gosh, it's such a good one. And so today I want to talk to you about the unity prayer. And then I want to talk to you about faith. And it'll come together. Trust me, I got 18 more minutes. And you'll see how these two streams, you might go, what does that have to do with the other? But you will see they will come together. I sort of promise. I hope. That I'm going to faith it. I'm not going to hope it. I'm going to faith it. Because faith can be a verb, right? I mean, all these other words we say like hope. You can say I hope, or love, I love. You can always make it a verb. And faith, it's like I faith. We can, right? So I'm going to faith it here. I'm going to start using that. Yeah, we're going to be faithing. So first about unity prayer. And what's interesting is we talked about the 5-step prayer process. And then we had Linda Martell at Whitsett, who's Silent Unity, is sort of the manager, I guess, or the VP of prayer for Unity Worldwide. And she came on a call with us in our class because we were doing her book on how to pray without talking to God. And she said, well, we've sort of evolved it now. And it's not just a process like first I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do this. It's kind of a flow. It's more of a flow. It's like, ooh, I like that because that's how it feels. And there's 5 pieces of the flow. And what are they? Well, we just did them. So I'm going to go over those again. And we used it for faith. In the prayer, we walked through those five flow, those sort of like 5 movements of prayer. And let me go over them again because it's important for our lives. And we see, and we say every Sunday we come and we go, the 5 principles of union, our daily prayer and affirmative prayer is part of our lives. And I always go, yeah, daily. Well, weekly, once a month, Do we really do it daily? How do we do that? What does it look like? What does it feel like? How do we get into this daily affirmative prayer flow? How does that work? And I want to just suggest that none of us can do it wrong, right? We can't do it wrong. Any attempt into that prayer flow is appropriate. And here's how it goes. We start with a thing we want to pray for. And the way I imagine it is you're holding it. It's like, I've got this thing. I want to pray for it. Oh, it's driving me crazy. I got to pray for this, Whatever it might be, we hold on to it. Like almost, and maybe we hold on to it tight, but somehow we hold it and we bring it. And so the first stage is we come in and we open. Right? That's the first stage, we open. And it might be you're sitting in a chair. It might be we're relaxing. It might be I'm opening. It might be that sense of, we used to call it relax. I used to love that first part of the prayer process. Just relax. Sometimes that's all I needed. Just relax, just open. We sit back and we open to I brought some prayer and I'm just going to open. I'm just going to open and allow this reality. I'm going to be conscious of what is it I'm praying for? What's in my heart? What is the energy that I'm holding? How do I just open and allow, And you feel it in your body. It's like I'm holding on to this thing that's kind of bothering me. And whether that's a thing about abundance or if it's about money, if it's something physically like healing for me or for someone else, it's really tense. Or maybe it's something about relationship or just something about my own inner peace, my inner guidance, or maybe it's something about the world. You open and you see something about, obviously, Ukraine and the various issues in the world, and you just go, it's this contraction. And we want to just open. We want to contract, we want to open. And then with hands open, we realize that God is. We realize that God is. This is that simple. And in Unity, we use a lot of names for God. We say God or the divine or divine life or divine love. And we were in our class, and one person said, we get into this prayer, and it's like, if I don't have all the 12 powers memorized, what am I going to do? Which one do I go? Good point. And the more we can kind of learn the 12 powers, the more we learn these attributes, it's just more tools that we have, more precision about what we want to pray for. But pick one. And it doesn't have to be one of the official 12 powers. We can say the attribute of God is peace. The attribute of God is life, is love, is harmony, is compassion, is kindness, is calmness, is transformation. I mean, these words just come to us. It's like the divine energy is one of this fullness that transforms us. Or you can use the 12 powers of strength or power, understanding or love or wisdom or imagination or elimination or life. We just, whatever they are, we find one. We hold, we let it go, and we just say God is, and God is life. Let's use that one. God is life. God is life. Or today we said God is faith. We just live into faith. And what is faith? Let's talk about faith. Faith is that we have a knowing that there is solutions in the mind of God, in the infinity of the possibilities of divine mind for our good, for truth, for beauty, for sacredness. There's so much out there, and I only know this much. So I go to prayer and go, God, this thing about, I'm going to ask God for a solution, that supplication prayer. God, I want you to do this to fix that problem, just like this. And God goes, you probably got a better idea. So maybe we can just open to this fullness of what's possible. I'll give you our founders a couple quotes. This is what Charles Fillmore says about it. Prayer is more than just supplication, asking for things. It's an affirmation of truth. And it eternally exists, but it just hasn't come yet into your consciousness. So what are we praying for? We're praying to open and elevate and expand consciousness. We're not telling God what to do. We're asking for our own consciousness and to be expanded and to be open to the possibilities of what's in the world. It comes into consciousness not by supplication, not by asking, but by affirmation, by affirming the truth of the divine, by affirming truth that we know. You know, beauty is truth. Love is truth. Life is truth. Harmony is truth. That is love. Another word if you like that one. You know, strength is truth. Being alive in our fullness, that's truth. Myrtle Fillmore said this. Here's our method of prayer. We acknowledge our oneness with God. And then we claim the ability that this gives. We expect to have the things needed, and we expect to have the things that are conducive to our spiritual progress. We expect it. We stand into prayer and we say, that second phase, God is. And I expect that I can connect with that energy. Of course we can. Unity, there's only one presence, one power, and that power is me. So that's the third phase. After I say God is, then I go into that place and God is and I am. There's an integration. We connect. The old one was meditate. But what do we do when we meditate? We say I am and I connect, and we sit in that essence where my consciousness connects in the consciousness of the divine. It's the integration of God is and I am, and it's in that connection place. And you might imagine, just to help remember these, it's like, I open, I realize God is, and I put my hands in my lap and go, God is, I am, God is, I am, God is. And that of God is faith, so I am in connection, I am in harmony, I am the essence of faith. That's why I can faith things, because it's an energy I have. Come on, you got to get used to that. We can faith things. The verb, we can do that. And faithing things, in this particular case, when we're talking about faith, is when we say, I am not only going to ask for the solution, I'm going to be expectant that there is possibilities and potentialities and solutions beyond what I know right now, and I can stand in that energy with faith, with a trust, with a certainty that is the essence of me. That what is the essence of God is also the essence of me. And the potentialities of God can come through me, in me, as me, through me, with me, in everything I express. And that's the energy, in this case, of faith, right? So I have my hands in my lap. This is what we practice. That breathing in, I am. God is, breathing out, I am. We breathe in, God is, breathe out, I am. And this flow of God is, and then I am, and then God is, and then I am. This flow and this exchange. This is the connection and affirmation. I'm not asking for anything. I'm standing in the presence of the divine energy, the truth, and we affirm that truth is me. And then, part 4 is we realize something about it. Something happens in us. And because we have this new energy of faith, this new openness to possibilities, this new power and strength and confidence, because we've connected, now we can go forward. I love that image. We go like a sled going down a hill. Whoa! We just go fly forward, hands out and ready to give. We were praying in before, like we hold our hands like this. God is and I am expressing. And I take in God is and then I express. We always hold hands that way, right? God is, I am. God is, I am. God gives. And God, this energy, the affirmation is the truth, and I express it. Right? And oftentimes we sit, when this can take a second, or this can lead us into our meditation time with the mantra, and we just sit in that energy. God is and I am. God is and I am. With every breath in, God is. With every breath out, and I am. And we flow in that connection. And what comes out of that time is new insights, new awareness and consciousness, and new divine ideas that then come through, and then it can be expressed by me for the truth of who I am, for the best way to next step and respond to whatever it is I'm holding on to in prayer. What is it that's mine to do? And that flows out into this realization. Some people would say demonstration. Some people would say, expression of what is. That's part 4. And then part 5, the final, is always, and someone mentioned that beautiful, if you haven't heard the talk from Andrew Ashmore last week, it's really good, it's online, about gratitude and the importance of gratitude. We close in gratitude. And that step in and of itself, even if you rush through the first 4, stop on that last one and just sit in that place of gratitude and know the truth that well, it just changes us in consciousness alone. Just being in the state of gratitude and knowing that maybe I have finished this prayer time and I'm supposed to have something I'm supposed to express. I still don't know. Be in gratitude. It's coming. The energy is flowing. It is moving in and through us, and it is assured, and we can have confidence that this flow, I am expressing in me, is the truth of our nature and how we're going to outpicture in our life. I think someone said, does Unity have a way to pray? Yes. We have a way to pray. And it's not like a perfectly prescribed, set of things and words that we repeat. It's a process. And that's the typical flow of how it would go. And sometimes it'll cycle back and it'll go forward. And this is a kind of process and an energy we can sit in throughout our whole day. Okay, part 1. Part 2. These will come together. The talk title today was Traffic, Co-ops, Clickbait, and Faith. Let's do that. I know. What does that mean? So here's an image for you, right? I'm thinking, and where this is all coming for, what do we pray for? What do we pray about? And what do we have faith in? And what's expressing in our world? And this is where it gets so empowering. So you're driving down the road, right? And all of a sudden you're just, I'm down by Fairhaven and that intersection, it gets all backed up and there's traffic, right? So that's what we would say, right? There's traffic. I'm in the traffic. That traffic's out there and it got me. And why is there so much traffic? And what is going on with this traffic? And why don't they do something about this traffic? And hello, I'll be late. Yeah, there's traffic. Traffic's out there. There's traffic. Except, see, now this is important. You're kind of on the, someone calls, you're on the phone because you just hands-free. You hit the button on your console. You're like, hi, babe, I'm going to be late. There's traffic. Except the person and you're kind of looking down and you see a car up there ahead of you, some truck, and you're going, yeah, there's traffic, that truck and these people. Except the person in that truck's looking in their rearview mirror and they're on the phone with their partner going, they're looking at you in their rearview mirror going, yeah, there's traffic. Who's the traffic? I'm the traffic. I mean, have you ever gotten the phone? It's always like, there's traffic. It's that Seattle traffic. How many have ever gone, yeah, I'm traffic? But we are. This is really, we got to get this, right? We are so quick to say, yeah, that traffic over there. But if you're in the traffic, who's the traffic? We are. We're it. We want to project it out there on someone else. And the reality is that if we're in a situation where there's energy, we're in a situation where we're feeling something, where there's things going on around us, we can't just project that on someone. We're in it. We're it, right? You got to get this, or nothing else makes sense. Isn't that how Charles Dickens started the Christmas Carol? Marley was dead to be with you. Got to believe that, or the rest of the story doesn't make sense. Reading Christmas Carol. So you got to get this traffic metaphor, because then everything else, let's just expand it a little bit more. So I go to the co-op, right? Love to go to the co-op because they always have, half and half, and they have, organic free-range eggs and all this stuff I like. And I'm always like, it's amazing that I just like this co-op. They always seem to have the stuff I want. They have the stuff I want. What a coincidence, Except you start adding up how much money the Castro-Wehr family has paid in organic eggs, half and half, and Fuji apples over the years. And you go, well, they have the stuff I want because I've paid them, $800 worth of stuff to get that stuff. I mean, it's not that they just coincidentally have it. What a great co-op. I love it because they just, I don't know, they have the food I like. What a coincidence. No, they have it because I'm shopping there. You say, I like to go to the co-op, right? Who's the co-op? We are. We are by the name of it, we are the co-op. It's a co-op because it's all of us being the thing, and it's like, I want this, do you want this? Yeah, you want that, want that? Why don't we all get this? Yeah, let's get more of that, let's get less of that. Nobody likes that, get rid of that. It's a group decision, and we don't know. No one ever called me and said, hey, Frank, what do you want? We're shopping for the co-op. We told them because we walk in there and pull out our ATM and go, this is what I want. We tell them, I'm the co-op. You see, there is, we can talk in this language of I am going to the co-op, and that's true, but also I am the co-op, and I am stuck in the traffic. Well, okay, that's true, but I am the traffic. And so sometimes we want to, we can do, here's another great example, internet. The internet just keeps telling me bad news. Well, what things are we clicking on? Where are we going? What we go to the internet and say, tell me more of that bad news. And they tell me the bad news. I go, I knew it's just this, so much bad news. Tell me more of that bad news. And it gives me more of the bad. It's going to keep giving us whatever it is we click on and say, tell me more about it. So if your internet feed is full of bad news, guess what you've been looking at, right? And of course, in the case of news, we don't ever want to be naive. We want to know, we're responsible adults, want to know what's going on in the world, of course. But what I'm talking about is getting in a loop of going, I don't know why the feed keeps feeding me this stuff I don't want to hear. Well, it's feeding me that stuff on internet because I've been feeding it my desire to hear more of it. It's this total loop all the time. That internet, I'm the internet. I'm it. I'm not the full of it, and everyone else is it too. But you see these, and this goes on and on. My family. I'm the family. The dynamic that's going on is the dynamic that is happening with me. So we see that constant interchange between what it is. So, so here's where faith comes in, and here's where prayer comes in. And the beauty of prayer is sometimes we think, well, there's this major issue out there, and so I have this, and I want to pray for it. And so there's this temptation to want to go into prayer where we say, I'm praying for it out there. I want, and again, it goes back to supplication, and this is why it's not that effective. God, I want you to do something about that out there. But the thing is, out there is in here. You see? I keep thinking I want to change that. God, you need to do something about that. But the reality is I'm part of that. I'm part of the co-op. I'm part of the store. I'm part of the internet. I'm part of the traffic. I'm part of the road. I'm part of the city of Bellingham. Part of my family. I'm part of Unity of Bellingham. It is me. And therefore, and here's I think it's good news. You might go, well, is that good news? But I think it's really good news. Is that means when I pray, and I change my consciousness, then therefore I have touched the consciousness of everything I'm involved with. Because I'm it. I'm it. So I start in prayer and I change me. I lift up my consciousness. And this is real. Like here's an example. There was once a farmer. He had this big farm and he needed some farm hands. And so he's like, I got to get some people. The harvest is coming in. I'm in a big hurry. So he goes out and he tries to hire some people. And this one guy comes and he goes, I'm a farmer. He goes, well, tell me something about yourself. And what makes you think I should hire you? Tell me something about your farming. And he goes, well, what I can really say is I sleep well at night, even if there's a storm. Was that your resume? He was desperate, so he hired the guy, And sure enough, weeks later, there was a major storm out on the farm. And he calls the farmhand and he's like, answer the phone. We got to go down and we got to put the animals in the barn and we got to tie things down. And this storm is going to wreck the fields and it's going to be so devastating. And pick up the phone. And the farmhand never answers the phone. And he goes, oh, he told me when I hired him that he can sleep through a storm. He was the worst guy to hire. So the owner throws on his raincoat and his boots and he runs out to the field and the farm and he knows he's got to fix everything. And sure enough, all the equipment was buttoned down. All the tractors had tarps over them. The barn doors were tight, and he went in, and the animals were all in the pen, and there was extra food lined up, and there was water, and there was extra supplies over in the corner. And he goes, wow, the reason he sleeps so well at night, because he's prepared. Because this farmer, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna assume, but this farmhand said, I am someone that's always so anxious about what's going on. I'm always so worried. And this farmhand takes that prayer in, and he goes, worry, and I need divine ideas. I want to turn this into a prayer to see what the divine can come and bring to me and with me and through me, and God is and I am, and what I am, the energy, the way he expressed that I am energy says, I know how to deal with this sense of, please, I'm just worried, is that I just need to be prepared. And then the worry goes away. And the reason he slept well through the night is because he took care of it. I mean, as an example, this is how he outpictured his prayer, is he said, I'm going to deal with this stuff that's been bugging me by being prepared. And then I can sleep through the night because I took care of it. That was one particular example. Myrtle Fillmore, many of you know the story of Myrtle Fillmore in Unity. For those who don't know her that well, she's one of our co-founders, Myrtle and Charles Fillmore. And Myrtle Fillmore was told as a young person, you have tuberculosis, and you're just not here long for life, and tuberculosis will get you, and this is fatal, and really had this negative diagnostic to her that kept saying, you're just not going to do well. And she heard, E.B. Weeks, she heard, you are a child of God, you do not inherit sickness. And she heard that at a New Thought conference before Unity even exists, before they even knew, and this was their introduction. And Myrtle Fillmore sat with that energy. And she said, you know what, I am a child of God. I don't inherit sickness. And she started speaking to every cell of her body. She said, God is health, God is wholeness, God is completeness, God is healing, God is wellness. Therefore, I am wellness, I am wholeness, I am completeness. I can transform my life by connecting with the I am energy and knowing that same energy is me. But not only that, it wasn't that she stopped there. Then she said, and so therefore, it looks like, and some people have said, we're not really sure exactly what her diagnosis was, but some people suggest she had maybe IBS or some really tough, digestive issues. And so Myrtle Fillmore said, so not only am I aligned with the energy of the divine, and I feel this healing energy, and then I need to change how I eat. I need to change how I cook. I need to change my diet. I need to start looking at how I'm responding in the world to this issue that's bothering me. So yes, it was like I'm taking this energy up, and I'm feeling this energy of the divine flowing through me, and then how do I express it in the most practical and useful and loving ways to increase the quality and the energy of my life? So we say, Myrtle Fillmore had this transformation of healing and energy, and she did. But remember, the fourth step of the prayer process is then we express. And then from what we get in consciousness from God is, I am, now how do I express that in new ways and powerful ways and ways I can't even imagine right now? How do I show up different? How do I act different? How do I demonstrate different? What is it I might want to tweak or change in my life to outpicture this desire of good and this wholeness and this beauty and this healthiness as she did? So was it, that the sense that she connected with God and got a miracle? Sure. Did she have to do something? Of course. Of course. And it flowed through her as well. And then she always stayed in a place, the final part, of gratitude. So here's how I want to end this talk. We talked about faith, and we talked about the demonstration. And the key part is one thing I want to leave you with is, what is something, and remember, we're connected. Remember the internet. Remember the traffic. When in doubt, remember traffic. And just say to yourself, I'm traffic. It's weird. I know. You don't want to say it because they're traffic. Next time you're out and you're stuck and you're going 10 by Fairhaven exit, just go, I'm traffic. Because you're in it. You're part of it. The guy in the car next to you is looking at you and go, dude, what are you doing here? You're traffic. And maybe you want to do a prayer about why you might seemingly be in traffic a lot. And there might be some way to express it and do it different. I got some ideas, but anyhow, that's how it goes. But that's a simple example, but we get it, right? we get that if I'm in the energy of it, then my prayers are efficacious. My prayers work. My prayers are important. My prayers change the situation. If I'm in the situation, if I'm feeling the situation, then my prayers work, including what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. And you can say, well, that's happening there. Well, I have nothing to do with it. Do you wake up and feel it in your heart, the energy? Then yes, I'm traffic. I'm in the war in Ukraine. I'm in it. I feel it. A compassionate heart goes out and says, this is just really, a sense of hurting my heart about the suffering of the people in Ukraine or in Russia as well, and the whole situation. If we feel it, then we're in it, and our prayers matter. Our prayers matter. Our prayers matter because we're in the energy of it. I'm traffic. I'm Ukraine. I'm my family. Oh, here's one I want to leave you. I'll leave you with this one. I am Unity of Bellingham. And Unity of Bellingham is here for the city of Bellingham and the county of Whatcom County. I'm in it. And we could say like, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to Unity. I'm going to Unity. Or they could say, where are you going? I'm Unity. I'm it. I'm not going to it. I'm it. Where do you go to church? I'm Unity. That's not what I asked. No, I'm Unity. I'm it. Why do those people at Unity do that? I don't know. Why do you? Why? Right? Why do you? I want to sit here and look this way. It's about all of us, right? We are it. We all are it. We are Unity of Bellingham. And not only are we Unity of Bellingham, and therefore we can have that identification and we can pray for that which is us. And also we are Unity of Bellingham that's on a street called Telegraph that has people that live up and down. And we have a field of influence that's way beyond what's in this room. And it includes Telegraph, and it includes the people, and let it go out, and let our area of love and concern and connection spread out through the city and the county, and say, we are Bellingham, we can be Unity of Bellingham. Everybody doesn't have to be a member to be in our field of concern and in our prayer life, including all the creeks and the animals and the owls and the deer and all the critters up and down this creek back here, which I discovered doesn't have a name, but I've been calling it Unity Creek, because, no one else wants to name it, we'll grab it, right? And it's a good name, Unity Creek. That too is part of our field of concern. And we don't need to pray for that creek. We need to go, I am one with the energy of this place that is Unity of Bellingham. It is me, and this property, and this creek, and these animals, and these critters, and this energy, and the love, and the mission, and the ministry of Unity of Bellingham. It is me, and I am that, and I can pray from that place, which means that God is, I am, and I can express from that energy into this larger community that we call Bellingham and Whatcom County, starting right here at Unity of Bellingham. Isn't that great? Because why? Why do we have that? Why do we have that much influence? Because I'm traffic. I'm it. I'm it. We're it. Okay. So sit with that for just a minute. Just sit with it just a minute. Take a breath.
And we are. And so it is. If the ushers would please come forward. I don't know who our ushers are today. Aaron, Janae, and how about LM? Thank you. We've come to that time in our service where we get to practice the abundance that we are. We're always grateful for your generosity, whether you give online or in person. As you take your offering to your heart, affirm quietly to yourself, I give freely and joyfully, for God is my source, and I have abundance in all areas of my life. I am abundance. And let's say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
This will be familiar to many. Feel free to sing along. When you're weary, feeling smile, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay thee down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay thee down. Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled waters. I will ease your mind, like a bridge over troubled waters. I will ease your Thank you.
And so we bless these gifts with so much gratitude, and they go forward as a prayer. We take it in and we send it out and express it for the good of our ministry and our mission, Unity of Bellingham, for unity worldwide, and for peace on earth. So it is. And amen. So a bunch of announcements. By the way, the Unity Affirmative Prayer Flow is in your bulletin, by the way. And you can just follow along. I saw some of you taking notes, but here it is. And this was copied from an article that our friend from Silent Unity put online. It's at unity.org. It gives you the idea if you want to go look at the article. There's also like a 40-minute video attached to this where they talk in more detail about unity prayer. So there's a great resource for you. I also want to mention, I do talk sometimes, and I don't always give reference to where did that come from. But most of that talk today, a lot of it was from Unity, of course, from Silent Unity, from the Affirmative Prayer Flow, from our friend Reverend Linda Martell at Whitsett. And also, we had, when I was in ministry school, we listened to a guy named Rob Bell. And Rob Bell, we saw a lot of his videos, and he's got a podcast that's called The Robcast. Anyhow, I was out on a run the other day listening to the Robcast, and he gave that idea of, the idea of hope is that we say we hope for things, but you don't just hope for things, you got to faith them. You got to bring them into reality. And so I heard a podcast on hope. I went, oh, there it is. And then you think about people, well, who told me about Rob Bell, and who told me about how to do these sermon things and how to put it all together? So my teacher from Unity Ministry School, Bruce, is here, and I went to ministry class, and all my sermon classes were here with Bruce. Him with his partner Donna are here visiting us from Kansas City. So welcome, Bruce and Donna. So if you like how I do sermons, thank him. If you don't like it, it's my fault, but that's he did it right. It's just, doing my best. Okay. A chaplain, LM, I didn't ask you before, I apologize. Chaplain for today? Okay, so LM will be chaplain up here in the room, and anyone who has never taken advantage of sitting in a moment of prayer for some concern, it's really powerful. Just take a few minutes, and LM, it's I've prayed with her. It's beautiful, and you'll enjoy that. Gratitude. Cheryl, thank you for being here. Yeah. And Jay Scott and Jane and Jim back in the booth. Thanks, you guys. And Aaron and the lights. Oh, and Janae and Malin. And who else helped with the trees this weekend? Sunny, Aaron, Dak, Kelly, Janae. Thank you, guys. And Belle? And Belle, thank you. Everyone who came in this morning is like, oh, wow, it's that time. Yeah, it's great. Two more things. One, on Wednesday at 6:30 to 7:30, we're having a special contemplative prayer evening, and we call it Loss and Light. And what we like to do is do this the first weekend of Advent, because quite frankly, we get into Christmas season, and the tempo can sometimes be frenetic, and yay, we're joyous, and Happy New Year, and all, yeah, Merry Christmas. But we also want to acknowledge that there's a real transformative beauty when we acknowledge things through the year that maybe we've had to let go of, or things that haven't quite been completed, or things in the area of our, whether it's health or prosperity or money or relationship, whatever it is, things that maybe we just had to not quite feel as full with. So before, and as we jump into that beautiful energy, the positive energy of the Merry Christmas, we want to give people a chance to sit in the energy of that through a year there's loss too. And there is. It's part of the human dynamic. And let's just sit in a moment of contemplative prayer and acknowledge the things we've lost, and then also acknowledge that through that loss there's also light. This is a contemplative prayer service was put together by Diane and I, and we have a number of people involved with reflections. George and Jim and Rosemary and Jana and Malin will all be offering different prayers. And what's interesting is our dear Marilyn, who likes to write a lot of poetry, wrote some lyrics and put a song together. And we're going to bring that song out. Marsha is going to premiere Marilyn's song at Loss and Light on Wednesday. So it's a beautiful thing. So if you can find your way out, 6:30 to 7:30 on Wednesday night, that would be great. And say one last thing. We've started looking at our calendar, and we have a new tradition starting today it's on the fourth Sunday of one month. We want to acknowledge our volunteer or volunteers for the month for the next month. So, starting right now, the first, we haven't done this in a while, but we want to do it now. We want to acknowledge our volunteer for the month of December, which is Deborah. And one of Deborah can come up. Sorry, I didn't tell you. Come forward, please. And actually, it was Deborah and Greg, but Greg had to beat the snowfall on the pass and had to lead for Spokane this morning, so we don't have him. But I want to say something about both of you guys. And I don't know how many you know, Deborah volunteers 3 days a week in the office here at Unity of Bellingham, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and also comes in other days as well. And you know, the newsletter you get and the bulletins you get and a lot of the crafty things like the leaves on the trees and all the different things. This is all, Deborah's doing all this, you know. So great volunteer. And I'll say something about Greg too, and it's embarrassing when he's not here. But yeah, for these guys. And you know, like you see, like there's different things, like there's new shelves, there's new lights, there's the lights outside, there's the consultants that were here for the roof. Greg is here working with these guys, making sure we're getting the bids for the roof done right and looking at the flashing and all the technical stuff. I can't even tell you what it is because I just don't know the language like he does. Thank God for Greg. And he's here representing us and really looking over our facility. And not only that, but he's also one of our greeters. So you get to come in and see his happy face in the morning. So for the next month, you get this. You get your own parking spot out front, whichever one you want. Okay, you should get my parking spot, which was today's first. Okay, now Deborah's got it. Okay. So anyhow, thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Greg. Volunteer for December. Think we're good? Okay, and we're good.
This is great. And congratulations, Deborah. You deserve every parking space out there because you are the parking space. Oh, and don't you forget it. Okay, we're going to stand up now and sing Go Out and Shine. You'll find the words on the insert in your bulletin. Please rise.
Everybody ready? Ah. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. Go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Step out and take a chance. Walk the talk and join the dance. Relax, enjoy the ride. Let conscience be your guide. You got to go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You got to go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Thank you. One voice, one hand, one heart. Wanna change, make a new start. We're one big family. What's good for you is good for me. You got to go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You got to go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. One more time, let's do it. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You got to go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. 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 All right.
Great. And thank you so much for being with us today. We forgot to turn around to that camera and say hello to all of our friends at home today. So thank you for being with us online. And we do hope to see you in person when that is convenient for you. And now as we come to the end of our service, let's say together our prayer of protection. And we do include everyone, everywhere. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And now let's make a circle and sing our I Choose Love.
Here we go. Peace in my life is glowing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us can't be undone. I choose love. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us, let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love.